and Personal is back on your screens. Yay! I'm here, Nyasha Mtamangira, the diva, and as you know, on this program, I get to rub shoulders with Zimbabwe's socialites. And today, I'm talking to one of Bulawayo's finest socialites. He is intelligent, confident, focused, gorgeous, successful. But on the gorgeous part, ladies, please be careful because he's married, so no ideas, please. He is an MC, television presenter, voiceover artist, and he has done a lot in our city. His name is Arthur C. Evans, and he calls himself the ace in the pack. Let's go meet him. I'm here with Arthur Evans, who shall I say is one of the youngest and most successful businessmen in our city. Hi, Arthur.
Hi, Ines. How are you?
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's get down to the real Arthur Evans right here, right now. I'm sure so many people out there want to know how you got to where you are now. So maybe please start by giving us a brief history about your family background.
Well, I come from a family of four. My father, my mother, my sister, my older sister, and myself. I was born in 1984. I was actually born in Harare, but when I was one and a half years old, my parents moved to Bulawayo. When I was 13, my parents separated and then got divorced. I was then raised by my mother after that. We were very close-knit family, and the person that I am today is pretty much because of my family and the friends that I've had.
Please give us a brief history about your business, how it started, and your early steps in business.
Many people liken it to a family business, and at the moment, legacy is the big thing. My mother, who I know you'll speak to a bit later on in the program, when I started off, before I went to SPAR, I went into modeling.
Okay.
Yes, something I never expected to do. But when I asked my mother, she said, look, Arthur, if you're going to do anything, do it well, do it properly, and do it with all your heart. So I went into modeling, and that's, from the modeling, I then started producing modeling shows and then emceeing. That's where the emceeing thing started. And similar with Techno Expert, where my father started the company with the late Andrew Ndlovu. And when he had the idea of getting into it, he asked my mother, should I go for it? And she said, pretty much the same thing. So in 1989, Techno Expert construction started. So next year is actually our 25th anniversary. Wow. I joined in 2007 after leaving SPAR.
Arthur, you seem to be a man of so many talents. Please tell us, what is your sole passion out of all these things that you do?
You've described me as a businessman, but I actually don't consider myself, or I don't call myself a businessman. I know that I am a businessman, but I don't call myself a businessman. I am a leader. And the thing that drives me is empowering people. Anything that I do, I believe that if God is going to bless it, then the blessings that I receive are meant to bless others. So I'm at heart a leader, and I want to see people move from where they are today to the next level. You know, to move from point A to point B, to improve their lives.
And how do you give the right balance to each of the things that you do? Because you seem to have so many things to do, from emceeing, your business, TV, voiceover presentation. How do you give the right balance?
Time is one thing that you can never redeem. I sometimes wish I had a bar one day, you know, the 25-hour day. But it's just a question of prioritizing. I was telling people last week, last week I was planning to go a trip to South Africa. I had an AGM. I had so much going on, and generally I live my life in fast forward or in a complete stop where I'm relaxing at home. So it's just a question of prioritizing. Some things do have to suffer. But if you're going to be great, you've got to make tough decisions.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You seem to be a man of progress, focus, and integrity. Can you tell us what you think has enabled you to move from one level to another in your life?
You can never achieve anything great unless you have help. And no matter whether you look at Bill Gates, anybody, they've had people around them that have helped them. For me, firstly, it's my family. My mother is a pillar in my life. My sister has been a constant encouragement. My wife is also a support. Her calmness and her consistency is amazing. And then God. Early on in my life, I didn't like God at all. As a teenager, I had no time for God. And in those years, it was people like Dale Harding, the show producer of Supermodel, Keith Haywood. They really helped encourage me and give me guidance as well. But without God, I am, I'm sure as you can see, I am a Christian. From the values my family taught me, coupled with the people from my professional relationships like Keith, Dale, and others, and the Word of God, they've now given me the structure of my moral fiber.
Welcome back. You're still watching Up Close and Personal. If you're just joining us, I'm with Arthur Evans, the man of the moment.
Thank you, Nyasha.
Are you enjoying the show?
I am, especially since I'm the man of the moment.
What can you say have been your greatest moments and achievements in the television and MC world?
Being on this program is one of them.
Really?
Yes, being with the diva. But I think the greatest achievements, the ZBC shows that I do,
yes.
They usually are for ZITF. The team that I work with is always exceptional. I know you've been on some of the teams in the past. Meeting people like Paul Gama, it's I think that for me, being part of such a specialized and such a professional team, for me it's always good because I love working with professional people. And then funny enough, weddings, I don't do a lot of weddings. I'm very particular when it comes to weddings, but in terms of a special place or greatest achievements in my books, weddings are more of an achievement for me than corporate events, because like I've said, somebody actually is getting married on that day and they want Arthur Charles Evans, the ace in the pack, to actually host that event for them.
Do you feel that your son has grown up?
Yes, he has, but there's still that boyishness in him. Every now and again he displays it. And
clearly.
And it's very clearly, yes. But it's very endearing. It's very endearing. It's nice to know he still has that side of him,
Yes.
It's a human side, really,
What do you think it is that actually stands out about Arthur as an individual?
Well, besides his looks,
you're such a proud mother.
Very, very proud. Whenever if I'm going to send him somewhere to do something for me, and I tell people my son is coming, they ask his name. I don't tell his name. I say, look, he's very good looking. You won't miss him. He's very good looking, very polite, perfect gentleman. And what stands out is his dignity, the way he's conducted himself throughout his life. They had choices. Everybody has choices.
A choice, yeah.
And that's what I always say to them as they were growing up. You have choices. You don't have to be part of the pack. Dare to be different. And ultimately people will respect you.
There is always something a mother has to say about their son without necessarily being asked a question. So what is it that just comes to your mind when you think about Arthur? What can you just say about him?
He's my heart. He's my heart. He's my son. He's my friend. He's, you don't, maybe I don't say it often to him, but he's just a little, we have our own little world, mother and son.
Wow.
I know I can confide in him. There's certain things I can tell him that I know will never ever go beyond what we've said together, And despite maybe a few hurdles here and there, I'm still very proud of him, very thankful for him, and blessed to have a child like that, and children like that, really.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah.
Now, this is not really a question I planned, but I feel I have to ask. Seeing as Arthur is now married, and you're a close-knit mother and son relationship, how then did you welcome the other woman into your life?
On his wedding day, I was numb.
You're honest.
I'm being very honest. I was totally numb. Totally numb. It's a loss. It's a bittersweet moment.
Oh.
It's the only way I can describe it. It's a bittersweet moment. You know that this is a part of you that you have to let go, but you don't want to let go. But in all that, you still feel the need to protect your child. There's that constant need to have his back, as people say, you know, to keep him covered, to watch over him. But yes, you have to accept it. They have to move on, and you have to bless them and wish them every happiness. That's all I can do as a mother. But he'll always be my son.
Yeah.
Nothing will change that, and that is the beauty of it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been absolutely great. I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
It's such nice things to say about your son.
He's all right.
We're back to Arthur Evans, the man of the moment. Arthur, I've been talking to your mother and she had a lot of wonderful stuff to say about you.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm actually yet to see that. But tell me, away from your work, who are you when you're not trying to put up a front or trying to impress a client?
I am extremely laid back. Extremely laid back.
Oh, please.
Yeah. I just become somebody else when you give me a microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Absolutely serious. I've got no problem spending the weekend at home in front of the TV watching sports, documentaries on news with the family. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who can you say are your closest friends and what do you do with your close friends?
My best friend John Muzanya, unfortunately he got married last year, so it's all about his wife at the moment.
Yes,
But,
give him a chance.
Yeah, John Muzanya, my wife. A lot of my friends are out of the country now, so and church. Well, I'll go to church if I can, yeah.
What are your strengths and weaknesses, if you have any weaknesses?
I do have weaknesses, but my strengths are that I'm very confident, I'm very sure of myself, and I'm a visionary. I always think of big things, I'm always thinking big, but that gives rise to my weakness. I tend to procrastinate.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always thinking of something. When I think of doing that thing, I want to do it now, I want it done there and then. And if it's not done, it'll probably lag behind it and I have to go and revisit it, you know. So it's not that I'm impulsive, it's just that I always want to go on to the next thing, achieve the next thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Arthur, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Nyasha, aka the Diva.
If you're just joining us, you've just missed out on watching Up Close and Personal. And I've been talking to one of Bulawayo's finest socialites. His name is Arthur Evans, also known as the Ace in the Pack. He's a businessman, MC, voiceover artist, and television presenter. Now, if you have any comments regarding this program, please do go straight to our Facebook page, and it is Up Close and Personal on ZPC TV. And if you want to talk to me directly, please visit my Facebook page, and it's called Nyasha Diva Mtamangira. Well, I guess this is it. Up Close and Personal will be back on your screens next week, same time, same place, and hopefully same channel. Goodbye.